This is what you call a beautiful girl in bad light. We have the chandelier light on. It's causing a dramatic shadow on her face. It's not terrible. It's just that we don't have enough light to really bring out the best in her. Now, what I've done is I've gone to a bit of a shortcut here to expedite the process of what we're doing. Now, with our previous chapter with Thane, we just built from scratch. Pitch black room, we illuminated him, we progressively added a few more lights. In this case, I actually wanted to show you what it's like to illuminate here, Marsha, with some existing ambient light in the room. So you'll notice that in the background there's a lamp. And as you can see here with my exposure, I'm at 200 speed f1.2. I've changed to the 85mm f1.2 lens. If I change my ISO, do you see how that's increasing detail? Now, obviously, if I don't want to use a portable light and I want to use the existing lights in the room as my main light source, then it's a problem because the light's blown out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to eventually turn that overhead light off, but I'm exposing for the ambience, and that is the ambience means the existing light in the room in the background. You can see how I've actually placed her heels in a way that's sort of silhouetting against that highlight in the background. But because I'm shooting at f1.2, it's very, very shallow. Very few things are in focus. So what we'll do now is let's turn that light off. Should be that one there. Perfect. Okay. So now we need to illuminate her and possibly even that same background that we did with Thane there. As you can see, it's pitch black. We need to do something about it. So we keep our exposure there. Let's add some light. The great thing about the ice light, among many things, is it's got two channels on either side of the ice light. It's actually quite hidden. You can't quite tell it's there until you know, and then you can slide these barn doors in. It basically means that you can pack them flat and it works really well, but you can articulate them forward and back, and then you can channel the light. So I often consider light like water. Now, what does that mean, and why does it help us understand light? Well, think of it this way. If you have a high pressure hose, that's like the sun. It's beaming and blasting on you. It feels very tough on your skin if that was an actual fire hose, which basically means the sun, as a metaphor, it's got really, really sharp highlights and very, very deep shadow. In other words, what's wet is really wet. What is dry is dry. What happens is we're channeling that light. It's almost like a fountain that we're closing that water so it doesn't spill everywhere. So in this case, because if I have too much light in the foreground, it's not going to look that great. I want to get a little sliver of light to emulate her in the sense of what she's doing. Now, I might even have one ice light on the lower part of her body, one on her face, possibly even one in the background. Now, you might say, well, Jerry, I can't either afford these lights, I haven't got enough of them. Well, as we did with Thane, you can just do one at a time. But don't forget that one could be an iPhone, one could be a bedside lamp. You can use anything that illuminates. You can even use window light. I'm deliberately making it very dark right now, and I've closed the blinds, even though there's a bit of daylight outside, to make my life a little bit more difficult, because we are, of course, talking about how to use a portable light, in this case, a continuous LED light. So right now, I'm going to turn that light on. Now, what I'm doing is, if this light can see her eye socket, it means it's not going to actually illuminate her ear. Now, of course, her face is covered, her ear is covered with her hair, and it's not a problem. But what I'm doing is I'm mainly looking for the quality of light on her face. So as you can see here, if I allow too much light in the foreground, that might be an issue. But if I want to isolate the light, think of it like almost like I'm building a natural vignette in camera. Can I do this afterwards? Certainly. Would it be better done in camera? Absolutely. Gives me the latitude that I want. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to go a little bit brighter. So I'm only at 30%, so I've got a lot of room to play with. So now, at the time of filming this particular course, we are actually adding the ice light to the Westcott app that will give us total control from your smart device. For the moment, I don't have that ability because this is actually a brand new light that, as the moment of me filming this, hasn't been released to the public. So I actually don't have the app working yet. The good thing is that we can actually, within our app, name each light. I can call it main light, hair light, rim light, whatever I'm looking for, and I know what I'm controlling, and then dim it up, dim it down, add color, do whatever I like from my phone. Right now I'm doing it the manual way, the more difficult way, also just to emulate that if you had a portable light source that wasn't the ice light, you would have to do this. Let's say if you didn't have the ability to increase the intensity of the light, you're simply going to go a bit closer, a bit further away. Certainly the quality of light will look a little bit different, no different than our metaphor of a fire hose going really close to a subject. It's going to feel very harsh on the skin. As we pull it away, we're going to eliminate that power and that contrast, that really strong, harsh light and that shadow. But like I said, for the moment, we're going to simplify things a little bit. We've turned the light on, and then for the moment, I'm just going to go back to my camera and have a look and see what it looks like. So now that I'm actually right back here, you can see that that background really needs more light, and arguably even her legs. But it depends on what we're trying to say. I feel like if we're going to build this properly, although you would say somewhat this is quite advanced, think of it just like we're looking for pockets of light and we want to illuminate different parts of her body and everything like that. Yes, I could just blast the light in front of her and it would look almost pedestrian. The idea is we want to craft the light and be able to see the result of it and get something elevated. If after all, if you're doing this course, you don't want to just be average. You want to actually diagnose a location, diagnose the person that you're photographing, and then build something. And again, this is not dissimilar to perhaps your bedroom at home where you can create something. Maybe the bedside lamp is a bit more ornate than the typical one, but think of it this way. This is an environment that we all possibly have, but we can play accordingly. So, although the light's pretty good on her at f1.2, I think I want to light that background because it's that dark velvet. I want a bit of texture on there, and I need a bit of a sliver of light on the lower part of her body without touching her face. Otherwise we get cross lighting. It's almost like having two fire hoses on your face and you don't know where to turn. So we're going to do that. Let's do that. So we're going to have a light on the lower part of her body and the background. Okay. So again, if you want to see the result of the light, sometimes you just want to turn that original one off. And you can see how this light's tickling her face. I do not want that because we're going to potentially see a result of that. So, go nice and close, and I feel like I can go brighter here, which will also give me a little bit of texture there in the background. Now, I do not want that light overpowering that ambience in the background. So I'm thinking if I just get that little sliver, take it off her face, and I might be able to kill two birds with one stone here. So again, this light not hitting her face and not diminishing that particular background that we work so hard to expose for. I'm not going to give you percentages. Again, it doesn't make a difference. It's going to be what you feel it is at the time. But for the moment, in fact, I feel like I might go 100% here. Okay, and let me see this light. Bring this right down. Because it's green velvet, I need to brighten it up dramatically. Because that velvet, think of it like a sponge. It's soaking all that light in. Okay. And now let's put this one on. Okay, oh, that's looking nice and dramatic. I can see it even clearly with my eyes. Because we're shooting at f1.2, I feel like we need to go a little bit dimmer here, but let me see. Oh, that made a massive difference. Wow. That little sliver of light. Do you see that little sliver of light on the bottom left on the bed? It's not too problematic. Would I prefer it not be there? Maybe minimizing it would be good. But let me see. Okay, let me go closer with this light and then see if I can take the edge off a little bit here. little bit closer with this. Okay, I think we got it. Ah, there it is. That is so much better. Look how good that looks. Wow, stunning. Okay, so now all we have to do is adjust the pose because that's part of the emotion. Remember, I always look for light first, location, then pose, then technique, then emotion. Because I'm using portable light, it's as in I'm creating the light. Sometimes I leave light for a little while longer. I'll find the location, it's the bed. I'll pose Marsha, which I did. The technique, I'm working out all my light, which obviously is going back to number 1, but part of that is also the exposure in my camera and my lens choice, whatever. And then number 5 is the finesse, which is the emotion, and part of that is also finessing the pose. So Marsha's been incredibly patient with us, which has been fantastic. So let's just get her in a nice little pose here. So your hands. So again, just do that for me and then just roll that in like this. Beautiful. Let me see a few more fingers on this side. Good, and then turn your face this way. And then chin forward and then down a little bit. Beautiful, and just give me a bit more hair, a bit more face this way. Okay, and then chin forward and down. Beautiful, turn that way. Gorgeous, that's it, beautiful. Okay, and then your heels, just tighten them a little bit together. There you go. And then bring them a touch this way and a little bit towards me. Stop there. Touch this way. Stop. Do you see how I'm silhouetting her heels against that highlight in the background? Everything is for a good reason. That hand is looking a little bit flat there. So that's it, that's better. That's great, beautiful. Good. Okay, so let's have a look here. That's good, don't move. I'm just going to adjust that main light so I get a bit of shadow. And that's it. Beautiful, that's gorgeous. Hang in there for me. Which one's this one? That's that one. Okay. I'm just getting a bit of light on her face, which I don't want. So I could do it a couple ways. I could actually get some tape and mask that off. I can do what I'm doing now and see if that works. Okay. Okay, so there it is right there. So if you're looking at Jerry Telly, you can sort of see that shadow right here. And as soon as I cover it, it looks a lot better. So I'm going to go back to where this was because I like this vignette. I think it was really, really beautiful. And then I'm going to get Jason or Bob just to cover that light on her face there, just like that. So Jason or Bob, can I get you this for me?
You want me to just hold it over?
No, just like that.
Take off the tripod?
No, just like that. Beautiful, thank you for your patience. Okay, tilt your face up. Turn your face that way. More, chin down. Tilt. Okay, beautiful, don't move. Gorgeous, hold it there, hold it. Gorgeous, hold it. Now, here's what we're going to do. So keep that pose, like if you can hold it for like a minute. What we're going to do now is we're going to basically turn all the lights off one by one to see the result of it. So keep your pose exactly where it is. See your hand, just bring your hand down like that. That's better. Bring more up. That's it, just relax your fingers a bit. And then, so you like this and like that. And then bring the wrist right in down. Okay, 1 second. When you're working with a model, whether it's a subject or bride, doesn't matter who you're photographing, I believe that if you've built up enough trust, touching hands, shoulders and arms is a safe place to touch. Anything else you would ask permission for, and it's just etiquette, basically. So if you haven't built up enough trust, you might even say, hey, do you mind if I touch your hands? Do you mind if I move them and all that kind of stuff? So that's really, really important. In this case, I feel like because she's actually got a bit of a Band-Aid on her hand, I can get rid of that in post-production. But what I want to do is I want to soften that, but I feel like that underside of the hand, showing that too much is a bit visually heavy. So I just want to soften it and do it like this. So I often do that and get my clients and my subjects to sort of mirror what I'm doing here. Turn that wrist a little bit this way. There you go. Good. And then we can adjust the hair a little bit. And the question is, do we have the hair off you or on? There we go. Good. That's better. That's better hand there. And this one up like that. Good. Just relax there. So now I'm just thinking, do I put all the hair on one side or not? No, I think I'll spread it. Okay. Just trying to work out whether I want the hands clean or whether I cover them up. Okay, that's good. Try to hold that position for about a minute. Is that cool? Mm-hmm. All right, perfect. Do that. Okay. Tilt back again. Just let gravity take its course there. All right. Okay. Okay, hold it there. Beautiful. Face this way. Bob, can you hold the light for me so I can see? That's better. Okay, tilt. Stop. It's just there. Okay, don't move. All right, I'll take one more shot and then I'll turn off the lights intermittently here. Beautiful. Hold it there. Keep on looking at the camera. What we'll do, let me see here. Let's turn all the lights off. So keep your pose exactly where it is. So let's turn that off. And even, there's a manual switch. And let's turn those two off. Okay, so let's start again. All right, Masha, stay put if you can. Gorgeous, hold it. Beautiful, don't move. Now, Bob, let's get that lamp on, just that one behind her. The other one first. Like the lamp, the bedside, yep, that's it. Now let's do the other light on. Then let's get that one on. Yep, it'll just take a second. Okay, beautiful, hold it. Gorgeous. And then let's turn that one on. Okay, so this was just one light on. Then we added that bedside lamp and then that sconce on the wall. Then that little sliver of light from behind. And then that light on the background there as well. But what a dramatic difference. So there you go, guys. Just slowly build up to it. Now, although that was quite complex, where we basically used what we got, one main light, one for the background, we've got a sliver of light on her body, we've got some ambient light hitting the background there as well. Lots of lights in one. If you've actually watched this course in order, the previous chapter was actually Thane, where we did something very, very simple and we got some really beautiful results. This particular chapter, this is obviously a little bit more elaborate, but I love the fact that we've gone from simple to elaborate and given you some parallels. Now the idea is that we're actually going to walk around this particular apartment and just look for what I call creative triggers and then place the light accordingly and then have some fun. So the idea is that we understand that quality of light. We know that we can use building blocks. We can combine portable light with what we see around us, and don't make it too scientific. Don't overanalyze it. Just if it looks good and it feels good and you've got detail where you want it and you're containing your eye into the picture, then fantastic. What we're going to do now is walk around the apartment, look at the environment, and then work out how we can actually diagnose a location and just really have some fun playing with the fact that the light is portable and we can use them in different situations. So depending on what mood we're trying to get, where we want to have the light, the shadows and the depth and the drama, we'll play accordingly. There'll be times where we use one light, two lights, we might use it with existing light. Hell, we might even open up the window and see how we can combine it with daylight coming from outside. So looking forward to the next chapter. Please make sure you watch this in the order that it's presented to you. If you ever see me photograph before and you've actually seen me walk past a reflection, let alone a beveled mirror, I just stop and I'm like, I know I can get a double reflection here, possibly even a triple. But right now, I feel like this lighting on her is just beautiful. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. It's funny as well because I've shot Marsha a couple of times, and even though that I might feel that I can determine the side of her face that looks better, I always ask the model, my subject, do you have a preferred side of your face? Because if I just say, no, you're all beautiful, you're all a child of God, you're both left and right, the side of the face, you're stunning. Doesn't matter what I say and what I think, it's how the person feels. So I know that Marsha is very particular with, because she's a model, she's a professional model, among other things that she does, that I know that she preferred a side of the face. And the side of the face that I had before wasn't her preferred side. I kept on seeing her nudge back, and I'm like, well, let me just finish the exercise. But now, because I'm going to be creative now, we've sort of established a foundation. Now I'm going to respect the side of the face that she prefers. So now what I'm doing is I've got the ice light on her, just beautiful little sliver of light. I'm cutting into her. I can see it right now. It's very dark and moody and dramatic. And I'm actually going to photograph the beveled mirror. If you see that little bevel, depending on how close you go and what lens you choose, will determine how vivid that is, how much negative space you get, how you want to break up the background. So because I've already actually turned that bedside lamp on, I'm going to keep it on. And this light right behind me is actually illuminating the part of the frame, the gold frame. And you'll see what happens when I reverse engineer this as well. So we'll do that same thing that they've done in previous chapters. So let's do this. Okay, so you'll see what I see. It's beautiful, it's flattering, it's gorgeous. I mean, let's just face it, it's going to be difficult to take a bad photograph of Marsha, but trust me, with bad lighting, although Marsha's gorgeous, with bad lighting, not as gorgeous, and that'll be my fault. So it doesn't matter who you're photographing, it does take someone to bring out the best in them. So let's take a hero shot right now, let's do it. So I'm with my macro lens. Watch that uncover itself. How beautiful is that? Absolutely gorgeous. And when I say that, I'm not referring to Marsha as that, I'm just saying that scene and that lighting is beautiful. Look at the way she's just looking at me there. I think it's just beautiful. So now, you might be asking, well, how much of the sliver of her face do I get? And what part of her reflection do I get? I call it the sexy bits. What are the sexy bits? Her eyes and her lips. So that's what I'm going to get right now in the shot. And I'm going to have some negative space. And then I'm going to get a bit more of that frame. Let's do that. Beautiful. Oh, yeah, there you go. Stunning. Love that look. Marsha, stunning. 250, 2.8, 4000. And I'm actually using, just so you know, I'm using AFS, so single point focus, and pinpoint focus basically means my focus point is smaller than normal. Okay, hold it there. Stunning. Gorgeous. Watch what happens when I turn this off, and even that little sliver of light on that gold, see how it disappears? Even though I don't really have much of it, maybe I'll do this so you guys can see it a bit more. So right now we're getting a hint of that ambience right there. There we go, just there. And then let me turn this on. Yes, so much better. Beautiful. Now, for those of you not used to the Australian accent, it almost sounded like I was in a documentary. Isn't she gorgeous? Crikey. So now I'm going to go vertical and I'm going to isolate her reflection, which, oh, look at that, just beautiful. See how I get more of her face? You might say, which eye do I focus on out of the four? Well, I'm going to focus on that main part of the reflection. Love her look there, is just beautiful. There's a little see-through bit in her hair that I want to get rid of. Do you see that little piece on that side? On your left side here, doll? See this? Just want to get, just. That's it, beautiful. Hold it there, stunning. Gorgeous, hold it. Gorgeous, hold it. I'm going to press play. And then, 1 second, press play. Zoom up. Look how sharp that is, even in the reflection. Love that gold, it's just beautiful. Close your eyes and breathe through your mouth. That's it, beautiful. Gorgeous. Now, why did I say close your eyes and breathe through your mouth? Now, she's got gorgeous full lips, but when you say breathe through your mouth, it actually makes the lips look even fuller without pouting. So now it's a matter of, am I going to get greedy here and keep on going? I feel like I've already got the hero shot. Now I'm going to introduce Thane. Because she's actually standing, I feel like if we get Thane, just a little bit of a hint of him with a double reflection, I think it'll look amazing. Let's do that. Depending on where you're at on your professional journey or not, and you actually want to aim to photograph to sell your work, it's important to be efficient. So what I did right now, we photographed Marsha, we got a beautiful hero shot. Rather than actually move entirely, then we can bring Thane in, and obviously they're not a real couple, but we'll almost like pretend they're a couple and get him close and some kind of suggesting some kind of intimacy. But we get them both, then we can have Marsha have a break, and then we can photograph Thane. So now we've actually got beautiful shots, a spread, let's say, of an album or a piece of wall art with Marsha. Then we have a couple, and then we have Thane. Or if you were doing 3 prints, like 3 prints in a row on a wall, one of each person, and then one together. So it's really, really efficient. Now that we've got the light already beautiful, let's take advantage of it. Remember, we're using continuous light. We can move it until it simply looks good on the person. In this case, when we're photographing the female form of the face, most women are going to prefer soft, even, flat lighting. Yes, I do like the idea of actually shooting on the shadow side, but I love that soft lighting on Marsha as well. So let's get a sliver of light on Thane, just maybe introduce his face close to hers, and then get almost like a voyeuristic sort of look with Marsha basically looking at me in the reflection. So let's do that. So she's going to stay where she is. I'm going to introduce Thane. All right, mate. Can I just for the warmth purposes, so to speak, warmth as in metaphorically, can I get you guys hugging for a moment? Just arms around each other. I want you can put that down, so I'm just getting your face. I want to bring that hair off the face a little bit so you can tilt it, because I know you like that tilt and chin up a little bit. I know you, Marsha. There we go. I don't want you to bring your temple right over here, mate. So that's it. Beautiful. Turn your face in, that way. That, more. Stop. That's it. Eyes right down, mate, like your eyes. Perfect. Okay. Let me go a little bit brighter there. Just going a little bit brighter because I've actually closed the light off with the barn doors. And the important thing is that I don't get myself in the shot. So let me see. In fact, let me do it the other way. One second, guys. So Marsha, stay where you are. Thane, come on the other side there, mate. And let's get your hair off your shoulder on this side. So you're going to stand right behind her. So you're going to come right over here, mate. Can I get your heels off?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to bring your hair off your face on this side. And then Thane, you're just going to hug her from behind. So just put your hands on just wherever they're comfortable. But I want your face right into her. So skin to skin. We're sort of emulating that you're a couple in some respects. There we go. Gorgeous. That's it. That's perfect. Keep that pose, actually, because I might actually do a wider shot of it, because I actually think it's really beautiful. Thane, bring your chin up, mate. That's it. Turn your face into hers more. Stop there, mate. Gorgeous. Can we turn that light off there? That light that's on me. There we go. Turn your face more that way, Thane. Stop there. There we go. See how we got a little sliver of light on Thane, but it's mainly on Marsha. That's great. Let me see if that works for what I want. Chin up, Thane. More. And then top of your head away from me like this. Other way. There you go. And now turn your face that way. Chin up for me more. Turn your lips to her temple. There we go. A bit more. And then surpass her face a little bit with... There we go. And then I've got a little tickle of hair just here. Gorgeous, guys. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's gorgeous. Okay, nice and soft. That's beautiful, guys. Hold it there for me. Hold it. As you can see, I'm getting that beautiful double reflection. That out of focus frame in the way there as well. I want to be careful because I'm just seeing that earring coming out of his lips there.
Take it off.
Yeah, can we take that off?
No, I have that on.
Of course. All right, let's go back again. You can see how that's really, really bright, but once I get in position, so you sort of see as well how her ear was being exposed and now he's covering it. That's what I was doing when I said surpassing the ear. Do you see how we see a little bit of her earlobe? He's got to lean a bit more forward towards her. Stop there. Turn your face more into hers. There you go. Gorgeous. Stunning. Hold it there. Perfect. Hold it there, hold it. Gorgeous, hold it. Look back at yourself there, Masha. Perfect. Thane, top of your head away from me. Like, so look at this, tilt this way. And then face back that way. There you go. So again, a sliver of light. And then turn your face. See how that ear is coming out of his lips? We want to surpass her face. Bit more, mate, bit more. That's it. Turn your face more profile. There you go. There we go. That's better. Gorgeous. Stunning. Hold it there. Breathe through your mouth, darling. You too, mate. Gorgeous. Hold it. Gorgeous. Perfect. That's beautiful.
Ooh.
How did you double it?
that little. I was like, what is that? What is the bezel? You were saying something. I was like, what is he talking about? I was like, oh, is he talking about this?
That little bevel, yeah. That little piece.
That looks amazing. Yeah.
So if I had a step ladder, I would go up on the step ladder. If I had a chair that was strong enough, I would climb up on it. But I'll make it harder for myself. What I want to do now is I want to get a triple reflection. So the way we do that is shoot in this particular corner. So we're getting 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put the camera above my head and then put it close until I can see it. Now everyone's intrigued with the reflection, so these guys are going to be looking to see if I'm getting what I need. But we'll keep that look. Again, I quite like that voyeuristic look because we're shooting in the reflection. It's got that vibe. I really like it. And then we might do one with Thane looking at the camera and then Marsha sort of looking down. In fact, let's do that now. Marsha, sort of, you're looking at your shoulder. See how that, it sounds funny when I say that, but I've learned that even though it may feel awkward when you're looking at your shoulder, it actually puts her eyes in the exact position that I want her eyes to be in. And then now he's going to look at her in the reflection. So that's what I'm feeling. And then I'm going to cut that light away a little bit. So turn this way, mate. So that's it, turn more that way, turn. So separate your faces a little bit and then turn your face back into hers. That's it. And then surpass her, like just touch the skin together right there.
So you can tuck my hair behind my ear.
Yeah. We won't see it anyway in this position. And then I just want to get rid of this little bundle. Okay, so turn your chin into hers, mate. There you go, just there. And then you're looking back. That's it, that's nice. I want to get rid of that.
Do you want me to be standing up more or do you like the lean?
I like the lean. Like I said, I think let's turn this light off. Just the one on me. So there we go. It was hard to see what we were doing there. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Phew. That's it, gorgeous. Okay, so. Okay, let's see if we can get this. Oh yeah, we get it. The question is, how many do we get and at what parts? Okay, that's tough to get. Okay, hold on. I'm going to trust Auto Area AF. AFC basically means that the camera will continuously focus and then choose an eye. Because I'm 51 at the age that I'm actually filming this educational tutorial, I need glasses when I look up close. And if I can't put my eye to the camera, I can't really tell critical focus. So right now, I'm going to just trust that it might get where I need it to go. Okay, let's have a look. Jason, okay, there we go. Now I can see it. Okay, that's perfect. Oh, I love that. Hold it there. 1 second. Oh. Okay, give me a second. Oh, that's super cool. What I'm not really digging is his face blending into his forehead I don't really mind it on Marsha, but I want to see if I can get a better version of that. Is vertical better is the question. I think it may be. Okay, mate, again, just really cool, sort of voyeuristic looking back. I feel like, oh man, you see how that's tough. Okay, hold it. Chin up, Thane, let me see what that makes a difference. Chin down, go a bit lower, so you're a bit lower towards her. Turn your face into hers, and then looking back. Yeah, just there. Hold it. Okay, let's have a look. It's almost too abstract, I feel. I think I'm going to surrender. Okay, let me explain what that means. So I'm after a triple reflection, and I pretty much got it. The problem was that, like, I feel like I want like little slivers of the faces, but it needs to sort of blend. It is abstract, it's quite surreal, but we're getting an in-camera montage. When I started looking at it, I'm saying in my brain, the best version of this shot is not going to be nowhere near as good as that double reflection. So really, I was just going for the effect rather than doing it in a purposeful way. So I've left this portion in this tutorial specifically to show you that it doesn't always work, even though I've been shooting for over 3 decades. I should have taken the win, but perhaps that triple reflection will look good somewhere else, maybe in a different pose, but for now, I'll take the win. And then I'm going to take some shots now of Thane on his own. So let's do that. Wow. Gorgeous. Hold it there. Hold it. Stunning. Your eyes just here. Very glamorous, very beautiful. Give me a hint of a squint. Feel that. Beautiful. Stunning. Hold it. Wow. Now I want to just cover up her face a little bit, just here. Adds a bit of, it's got a nice little sensual vibe there. Oh, I love that. Okay. Eyes at me. That's beautiful. Gorgeous. Hold it there. Hold it. Eyes a bit wider, so to speak. Breathe through your mouth a little bit, and then that little hint of a squint. That's gorgeous. Eyes here. Chin up a little bit. That's beautiful. And then tilt this way more. Tilt my dive. More. That's beautiful. Gorgeous. You see, that's it. And give me a little hint of a squint. That's it. Beautiful. Love that. Wow. Bring that right elbow back. Just there. That's it. Perfect. Stunning. Don't move. Wow. Love that. You can sort of see with my tone of voice, I'm saying something quite clinical, like move this way, left, right, whatever. But what I'm saying with my tone of voice is keep the sensuality. Rather than me saying, chin up, turn left, face back. And then she can see that I'm excited because we're getting these beautiful results. And it just looks gorgeous. I love that. Beautiful. Just turn your face one more minute this way. I'm just doing that so I can bring that highlight off her face, off her ear. And just bring the hair a touch off. I'm going to keep it covering it. There you go. Tilt. That's it, just there. Tilt a little bit. There you go. Oh, too much. Go back. Stop. Okay, gorgeous. And shooting at 1.2, just beautiful. Gorgeous. Hold it there. Stunning. Love that. Just beautiful. So much fun. It's interesting, we've actually photographed in the one bedroom of this apartment, and I just kept on walking around, and I'm seeing this built-in isolite, a cylindrical light source around this mirror, and it would be a total waste if I didn't show you how I would use it, and then arguably how I would do something similar if I had the portable light on my own as well. So if you can sort of see here, watch this. See that beautiful sliver of light on her? I've already sort of pre-positioned her a little bit, and you can see that that light is very, very yellow. Now, yes, I can shoot on incandescent, which is basically I'm telling the camera that I'm shooting with yellow light. It looks a little bit green there though, right? So sometimes I might literally just go on auto and see if that is as close as I will get it. And in fact, it is. It looks really good. So I love that little sliver of light hitting her face. So let's do that. That's beautiful. Hold it there. Stunning. Hold it. Gorgeous. Let me just zoom up to it. Make sure we're sharp. It's perfectly sharp. Beautiful. And you can sort of see the fact that I'm using auto, that sort of daylight, that daylight bulb that's right behind, so you can sort of see there, it's actually turning bluer. So I'm telling the camera that I'm using somewhat of a yellow light source, so it's turning the yellow and it's cleaning it up, and the background is looking really, really good too, because it's giving us that beautiful contrast. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to shoot here. A bit closer. I quite like that crop. That's really beautiful. Love that. Hold it. Gorgeous. Yeah, just beautiful. Now, let's say if I wanted to do that with an ice light, how would I do it? Well, let's see if I can fit it. Okay. Well, actually, before we do that, interesting. Marcia was vaping before. And I thought that looked really cool. Let's just get her vaping and a big inhale. I don't want to promote this, but it's your vaping, so I don't want to contribute to any of your challenges in the future. If God willing, they don't happen. But I'm going to get her to breathe out slowly, not like it just comes out, and it's just going to look really, really cool. Okay, so let's get the sliver of light in her face where we want it. Turn this way. Tilt it that way. Turn. Just there. Okay, and I'll tell you when to exhale. Turn your face more to the mirror. That's it, just there. 1 second. There's a bit of a, sorry, breathe out. It's just a bit of a see-through bit. So see how you sort of breathed out and it sort of was controlled? Think of it like it's just, you're parting your mouth and then you're breathing out and it's just, yeah. I'll tell you when. We've got to reposition your face. Turn your face more. That's it, just there. Don't move. Don't move. Okay, just now let the air out. Go for it. Do it again.
More?
Yeah, the one that you did before where we
Energy.
off camera, yeah. And then don't go so close to it, and then come back a little bit, and then this way, and then turn. That's just there. Good. Okay, ready? Okay, good. Hold it there. Go for it. Let go. You know what? That'll make more sense if I got closer to you because I can see the context. And when I say context, for those watching right now, it basically means that like it's too descript. Like I can tell that she's vaping and she's breathing out. If I crop closer, it just feels more moody. Okay, stop there. Hold it there. Okay, go for it. Actually, no, that previous shot was even better. Okay, one last go. Okay, good. Go. Give me a second. Go for it. A bit slower. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, see that cropped up really close, I think would look really good. Or that one right there cropped in closer. That's too much.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So the idea of this course was how to use a portable light, but again, I'd feel a little bit bad that I didn't actually show you how I would use this in its environment. The cool thing is though, it's emulating what we've been using all day, and that is the ice light. So we're going to turn this off, see if we can place this slightly behind and get somewhat of a similar look. Won't be exact certainly because the existing circumstantial light is what it is. But let's say if you did have a mirror and you wanted to bring it off a wall and you did have a cylindrical light source, I mean, you can go to Home Depot and get LED strip lights and literally stick it behind an area and you've got that beautiful glow. And that costs next to nothing. I mean, it's like $5, you get a whole roll. It's crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Bob, my assistant. He's going to actually get an ice light and then sit down and then hold it right behind the corner and let's see what we get. So let's bring it right up. right up high, nice. Go, keep on going. Good, just there. Beautiful. Now, as you can see, like I don't have the strip. If I put some barn doors on the ice light, it'll have that sliver of light. I do though think that it's really beautiful and flattering on her because it's right towards her. We have less shadow on the side of the face and I really like it. So I'm gonna take the win here. All right, let's do this. Turn the face that way. That's it, just there. All right, beautiful. So it's very, very soft. Obviously my exposure is a bit too bright, so I'm overexposed here, but I'll bring that ISO down. That's gorgeous. Hold it there, stunning. Hold it there. Gorgeous, hold it. And then I'm going to, it's interesting because sometimes when I'm doing reflections like this, I sometimes will crop half the, oop, I moved my ISO button. See how I'm cropping her really fun there? I quite like that crop. It's beautiful. That's it, just there. Hold it. Gorgeous. Give me a second, just critical focus here. That's a tough angle. Beautiful. Gorgeous, hold it there. Hang in there, don't move. That's it, gorgeous, hold it. Beautiful. Yeah, I love that crop. We've got sort of diagonally her real face and then half the reflection as well. It's sort of I like an aggressive crop. I think it's really, really cool, but let's get rid of that now. Love that look. Let's go to the next scene.